Hello, this is Zamanzadeh from zzNetworking.com. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk to you about set operators. In order to see better, press this icon to view full screen. Now, here's some definitions of set operators. Don't let this confuse you. I'm going to give you several examples so it makes more sense. In some cases, the only way to find a solution is to combine the results of two different queries. Set operators can be used to add the results of several queries or to alter the results of the first query based on the results returned by another query. Set operators combine the results of two or more select statements. Valid set operators in Oracle 9i are union, union all, intersect, and minus. They're also valid in 10G and 11G as well, just to let you know. The union of two tables creates a temporary table which contains every row from the first table, the second table, or both tables. The intersection of two tables creates a temporary table which contains all rows that are in both tables. The difference of two tables uses the minus operator to create a temporary table containing the set of all rows that are in the first table but that are not in the second table. Two tables are union compatible when they have the same number of columns and their corresponding columns have identical data types and lengths. Now, to make this simplified, I'd like you to go ahead and code the following. First, we're going to create a new table, just as an example. Call it set op, since we're dealing with set operations. So code what you see on the screen and execute each one of them. I've created the table, and now I'm going to insert the rows into it. After we're done with this, let's go ahead and create a second table and insert some rows into that. And this should make it easier to understand how these operators work. Our second table is going to be called setOp2. So I'm creating that table now, and next I'm going to insert some values into it. Once you're done with this, let's go ahead and select all from both our tables to see what we have. In setOp1, we have a column called num, and we have the values 1, 2, and 3, which you can see in your bottom pane. Now let's go ahead and select all from setOp2. In setOp2, we have the same column, num, and the values 3, 4, and 5. The only common value between these two tables is the value 3. That's in setOp1 and setOp2. Now union is going to display all the values from both the tables that are in either table or both. So if we go ahead and code the following, select num from setOp, union, select num from setOp2, we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Since 1, 2, and 3 are in our first table setOp, and 3, 4, 5 are in our second table setOp, the union displays the first two values that are exclusively in our first setOp table, and 5 and 4, which are exclusively in our second table, and the value 3 that is in both tables, setOp and setOp2. Now, what's the difference between this and intersect? Well, in intersect, instead of displaying the values that are in either table or both, it's going to only display the values that are common between these two tables. In other words, the value 3 that's found in setOp and setOp2 is the only thing that's going to be displayed. So we go ahead and execute select num from setOp, intersect select num from setOp2, and we get num3, because that's the only value that's in both tables. Now for minus, it's a little bit trickier. In minus, what we're basically saying, in code the following, is we want to select num from setOp and subtract select num from setOp2. What this is going to give us is 1 and 2. Because remember in setOp, our first table, we have the values 1, 2, and 3. In our second table, we have 3, 4, and 5. What you're saying here is I want to see all the values that are in set op minus any values that are in set op 2. Which means since the value 3 is in both tables, you're not going to see that displayed. And since 4 and 5 are in set op 2 but not set op, it completely ignores those two values. Now, let's go ahead and reverse this statement. Here, let's go ahead and select the num column from set op 2 minus the num column from set op by itself. Here we're going to get values 4 and 5 because in set op 2 you have 3, 4, and 5. 3 is common between both tables, so it's not displayed. Set op 2 has the value 4 and 5. It ignores the fact that set op, the original set op, this one here, has only 1 and 2 in it. It doesn't even care about that because you're subtracting the values of set op from set op 2. Now let's go ahead and give a more comprehensive example of this. Well, first let's go ahead and drop these two tables since we don't really need them anymore. That was just to give you a simplified example of union, intersect, and minus. I'm going to go ahead and drop set op, and now drop set op 2. Now these two tables are dropped, let's have a few more comprehensive examples. In our next problem, we would like to find, give us the customer number and name for customer represented by rep number 15 and or have placed orders. Since we're saying and or, we want either they're represented by rep number 15 or they have placed orders or both. So we're going to use the union operator. So go ahead and code the following. Select customer num, customer name from customer, where rep num equals 15, union, select customer.customer_num, customer name from customer orders, where customer.customer_num equals orders.customer_num. We execute this, and we get a list of all our customers who are either represented by rep number 15 or have placed orders or both. Now let's go ahead and give an example of the intersect operator. A more comprehensive example of that would be give us the customer number and name for customers represented by rep number 15 and have placed orders, meaning we have two conditions. They have to be represented by number 15 and they have to have placed orders. Well, it's the same exact code, only we changed the union to intersect. So now we're going to get a list, once we execute this following code, we're going to get a list of all our customers represented by rep 15 and have placed orders. Now let's try minus. For the minus operator, go ahead and code the following. Give us the customer number and name for customers represented by rep number 15 who have not placed orders. And the following code is exactly the same, only we now put the minus sign as opposed to union or intersect. We go ahead and execute this, and we get no data found. And what that means is every one of our customers represented by rep number 15 has placed an order. So, to give you a better example of minus, let's reverse this situation. Let's go ahead and give us a customer number and name for customers who have placed orders and are not represented by number 15. So I simply reversed the top section and the bottom section and placed a minus operator there. And here we go ahead and see that there is one customer who's placed an order that is not represented by rep number 15. I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you for your time, and may God bless you.